Following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the Middle East remained a patchwork of nomadic tribes and ancient ruins, largely bypassed by the coal-driven industrialization of the West. But deep within the bedrock, a different resource was waiting. As factories and naval fleets transitioned away from bulky coal, the newly invented combustion engine turned petroleum into the world's most critical fuel. This shift suddenly made the barren geology of the Middle East a primary objective for every global power. In 1908, British prospectors struck crude in Persia. It was the first successful extraction in the region, bringing massive industrial machinery into direct contact with a society that had functioned unchanged for centuries. This single discovery transformed the region. A landscape previously viewed as a forgotten frontier was instantly repositioned as the undisputed focal point of global empire building. 30 years later, American prospectors made an even larger strike in Saudi Arabia. They had tapped into a subterranean ocean of energy, the largest untapped reserves on the planet. To access this wealth, local royals traded exclusive drilling rights for a share of the profits. This agreement allowed for the construction of segregated American oil colonies, where foreign workers lived in Western-style suburbs, complete with swimming pools and movie theaters, deep inside the desert. The presence of these modern enclaves and the foreign military bases built to protect them created immediate friction. Western habits and external military power sat in direct daily opposition to the region's strict ancient religious traditions. By prioritizing oil revenue over religious isolation, the monarchy essentially invited a permanent foreign presence into the Islamic heartland. This perceived betrayal of sacred territory provided the specific, lasting grievances that would eventually fuel the region's most extremist anti-Western movements. By the 1950s, the nations sitting on the oil began to demand ownership. In Iran, public sentiment heavily favored seizing the British-controlled petroleum industry and returning it to the Iranian people. Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh led this nationalization movement. He argued that Iranian resources should benefit Iranians, not distant British shareholders. Viewing this as a threat to their energy supply, the United States and Britain orchestrated a covert coup in 1953. Operation Ajax successfully removed the elected Mossadegh and reinstated a monarch who would guarantee Western access to the oil fields. The Iranian public viewed this as a violent violation of their sovereignty. It created a deep-seated resentment toward the West that would define the country's politics for the next 70 years. This intervention proved that Western powers were willing to dismantle a functioning democracy to secure petroleum, permanently fracturing political trust across the Middle East. As oil revenues surged, regional dictators funneled those billions into their defense budgets. They became the world's most aggressive buyers of advanced weaponry, rapidly assembling colossal modern militaries. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein used his country's massive oil wealth to construct the world's fourth largest standing military force. Saddam launched a brutal 8-year war against Iran, and when that failed to pay off his debts, he invaded neighboring Kuwait. His objective was simple: seize their oil reserves to fund his own expansion. When a US-led coalition forced his retreat, Saddam's army weaponized the resource itself, detonating hundreds of Kuwaiti oil wells and creating an apocalyptic landscape of fire and black smoke. The aftermath of the Gulf War saw the establishment of a permanent, sprawling US military presence in the region, tasked with a single mission: protecting the global flow of oil. Petroleum revenues ultimately fueled a cycle of regional proxy wars, leaving these nations with modern weaponry but deep social instability. This constant warfare required the very thing several states had sought to avoid: foreign empires permanently stationed on their soil to safeguard the supply. Today, the Middle East is facing a deadline. The global transition from fossil fuels means the very source of their geopolitical power is finite. This line graph shows the historical rise of oil demand. The sharp drop on the right represents a looming economic collapse for states relying on it. State leaders are now racing to diversify their economies before demand permanently disappears. They are using their remaining petrodollars to build faker futuristic mega-projects, like Dubai's Skyline and Saudi Arabia's Neom. These cities are designed to attract the global tourism and tech industries that must replace the oil economy. These artificial cities rise out of the desert in stark contrast to the regional scars left by a century of proxy wars and arbitrary borders. The gleaming towers of the future sit directly beside the unstable neighbors created by the past. Oil compressed millennia of societal evolution into a single chaotic century. The ultimate test for the Middle East is whether its kingdoms can survive the moment the black gold finally runs dry.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to NovaMind for more inspiring thoughts and ideas.